Welcome to the next issue
podcast. Please enjoy
the show. Woo! Here we go.
Yeah, we got a new intro.
Wow. That's awesome. I love it.
Well, I'm glad you like it because it took forever to put together.
Worth it. Worth every minute.
Welcome,
Dear AI, in what movies do they say these words?
Right, yeah.
Well, funny enough, I was looking. I was like, I know there's got to be somebody already did something to make this easier, and they did. So there's a website called like paraphrase.me or something like that.
Oh.
Which you type in a word and it'll pull up a bunch of scenes, and then you can download clips. Now, obviously, this is somebody's doing this coding behind it, so they have a Patreon. So like, I paid $5 for the month to like try to do it and check it out. They have other things that help you mix it easier. I don't know. It's a whole lot of things, but I just put that together here. Let me see let me show it to you guys again. This will be the only time we watch it again, because I was also trying out this new thing with StreamYard where I put an intro scene and a closing scene, and then when I hit live and when I hit end, it automatically puts them in instead of me trying to guess like when we're gonna, So I'm telling you, technology. But here's the intro scene so you can see it again, and I'll just do the. I should have just maybe not. Here we go.
Welcome to the next issue
podcast. Please enjoy
the show. Woo! Here we go.
All right, so I've seen Hole from Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Danny. I totally got you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You had the two right. So the first one's from the end of Shang-Chi, when they're inviting Katie and Shang-Chi. Then the second one is Chasing Amy, because of course he would talk about comic books.
Of course.
So finding next issue made sense there. The other one from a slasher movie called, what was it called? It was on Prime. I don't remember what it's called. It's like a time traveling slasher movie. That it's about like it's revolving around the small town and a podcast killer. I forget what it's called. Oh, and give me 1 second. Somebody's at my door. Can you guys vamp for a second?
Yeah, well, good vamping. He gave us the Voltron
time traveling slasher film.
Yeah,
it feels like Jack the Ripper like finds the DeLorean and then goes through time.
We already had this movie in the 80s, right? It was isn't it H.G. Wells tracks down Jack the Ripper in the future?
Time After Time.
Yeah, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, but isn't that more of a romance, or like how would you?
It's like a romance mystery thriller, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Doesn't the guy from Tron?
In my head, I'm thinking Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve,
which also came out, I want to say, the exact same time.
I was putting them together because I thought Christopher Reeve was in that.
So. Yeah, no, it's God damn it. I want to say it's like Roddy McDowell and the guy from Tron.
Danny comes back to us talking about old things.
Yeah. I leave you guys alone for 2 seconds, and already you're talking about old shit.
Is it Totally Killer?
It is Totally Killer, yes. Yes. And then we have, I don't even remember all the scenes, but yeah, anyways. So there you go. We got a new intro. This will avoid any copyright things. I will say, I don't know what the clip for the last thing is.
I know that one. White-tailed Dove. This is a Danny McBride film.
Okay, because it was Josh Brolin, so I was like, I want to try to get actors that are kind of in the genre of stuff. All right. Now that we've taken all that housekeeping out of the way, and
Legacy of a White-tailed Deer Hunter.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now. The outfits make sense now. On today's show, as you probably have seen and deduced from the thumbnail, because we got a very smart audience, we're going to be talking about The Naked Gun, the new 2025 film. Also talking a little bit about comedies and maybe the original Naked Guns. We'll see what's on the notes. But before we get to that, since we don't have any quick hits, at least nothing that we want to get into today, I have a new game that I'm just ripping off from another podcast that I think also just got it from a different podcast. It's called the Box Office Movie Game.
Let's do it.
So I'll do this every once in a while, catch you guys off guard. We're gonna try to get you, all three of you, to guess the top 10 box office movies for the past week. So the week of the 21st. And then we will go from 10 to 1. I'll give you guys the studio, and then I'll give you guys clues and try to nudge you along. So the first film at number 10, it's a Warner Brothers film. Does anybody have any guesses?
Batgirl.
No. These are the top 10 gross movie, a domestic gross.
Is it Weapons?
It is Weapons. Well done, Jeff.
Whoa.
Wait,
I feel like it's been-
before we go further, was there a new Marvel out last week? Like, I'm just trying to wrap my brain around what these could possibly be.
I hear there's a new Marvel this week.
I hear it.
There is no new Marvel out this week that's not new. Now, number 9, it's a Fathom event, but so I'll give you the original Studio Ghibli.
Oh,
So that should narrow it down, I think.
yeah, it's Spirited Away, right?
It's not. It's one of the more popular ones, though. So you're on the
Howl's
right track.
Moving Castle.
That's it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I
saw
think
it in the
I
theater.
sent it to Shelby to maybe go see. So.
Now, this is as of when I screenshotted this last night. Things may have changed between now and then. Now, number 8 is another re-release from, I guess, originally Pixar, but now Walt Disney Studios. Maybe the first one of its kind.
Toy Story?
That's it. See, you guys are good at
I
this.
got one. Wow.
Now-
what a weird week of movies. All
I was
Yeah.
like, Dead,
What year do we
Dead
live in?
Lamp?
right.
This next one, I don't think you'll get because I don't even know the studio. It's from Angel Studio, the studio that puts all those religious films out.
Oh,
So I'm just gonna give you. This is your free space for the bingo card. It's called The Senior. I don't know anything about it.
Does
So-
it have to do with the Rapture? I just assume so.
Maybe. I mean, we missed it, or maybe we just didn't get Raptured this week, which was the big thing that was going to happen. I think, from what I hear on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but from
It's
what I
supposed to
heard,
happen on Tuesday.
it was supposed to happen on Tuesday. Yeah.
It's supposed to happen on Tuesday.
The
Well,
Onion
let's
had the
see.
best one, which was Raptured Steve Buscemi standing confusingly before the pearly gates. He's the only one.
All right. Next, number 6, we have a new release from Sony Pictures. This is a smaller film, so you may have to dig a little bit deeper into what you think it's coming up. It has
I'm
it
gonna
stars
need a hint.
Margot
Yeah.
Robbie.
Oh fuck that rom com. Is it a rom
And
com?
Colin Farrell. Oh, it's something. Like, yeah,
oh
I mean,
shit! I did see this. God damn it! What's it called?
let me see if I can do charades.
They're in a restaurant. 4 words.
Second
Two-
word.
Oh, second word. Big.
Big.
The Big
Fourth word.
The big.
Run. The
Run.
big run.
Blank
the big
run.
jog. The
big-
No.
Wow, I'm terrible at
Something
charades.
run.
No.
The Big
Damn, actually, sorry. That's my
Getaway.
bad.
The
It's 5 words.
Getaway.
It's 5 word. Oh shit.
So actually, yeah, that's on me. I didn't see. There's a cable, and it's covering the first word, which is A. So you have the
Oh.
first word, A.
A big.
A
Something
big.
big.
Something.
What about when you have a font and you want to make it wider,
A big kerning.
like a font on the Word document? I don't know what you just said.
Did you just make up a word? Because
No, that's a real word in typography. Kerning.
I'm
It's
not
when you
even
widen
gonna-
words.
Well, it's
Um,
not that. It's
we're
fitting
gonna
in your
speak
word
to
processor.
letters.
Don't ask the professor things.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Don't
I'm
drop
just thinking
smart
somewhere
words in
out
here.
there, a typographer's laughing their ass off right now.
What we're gonna find out is that was the original title to whatever this movie is, and then
A big
enlarging and widening
It's a button you can hit on the word processor or Word
arrow.
to stylize
Shift.
It's not italics. It's not underline.
Bold.
Bold.
Oh,
There you
a big bold. God damn it! Is a big bold.
I'm not gonna get this. I have no idea what this movie is.
Home
big
Alone.
bold
What are you doing?
cheek? Smile. A
Face?
big bold face.
Big bold face. A big bold.
It's my word. Oh my god.
Danny's never inviting us over to play charades ever.
Well, not specifically me, but Margot Robbie.
A big,
Big
bold,
beautiful face.
beautiful.
Well, you have that's it. I mean, that's the
A
word.
big bold beautiful face.
No, not face.
Oh,
a
mask.
big, bold, beautiful.
The last word is when you go
I
from one
see.
place to another.
Travel.
travel
That's
Trip.
another
Trip.
word for that.
Journey.
trip.
That's it.
Vacation.
Clay said it.
What?
Journey.
Yeah. So now put all
big,
those
bold,
together.
beautiful journey.
A big, bold
wow.
Yeah, we did it.
Man. All right. Everyone go.
Hopefully
Send
the
me-
next one
I already
doesn't
forgot my
take
name.
so
I'm
much.
gonna go take a
time.
nap.
Yeah. This game was supposed to be a lot quicker, but here we go.
That's
Number
on us,
five.
Danny. That's on us.
Number 5 from Lionsgate, the latest Stephen King adaptation.
Of the
I know
long
this
walk.
one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh. I
That's
didn't mean
all
to step on.
Well, you guys are
I didn't
working
mean to
at
step on your long walk.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Number
You didn't step on
4.
my big, bold, beautiful journey.
Number 4 is very Josh coded.
Ooh.
It's from Focus Features,
Okay.
and it's the ending of this gigantic television show.
Oh, Downton Abbey.
That's right.
Yay!
All right. The next 2 are actual like regular films. The third one is from Warner Brothers, and it's spooky.
Batgirl.
No.
Weapons again.
Weapons got the 10th and it's
And
based off a couple of hucksters.
Oh, this is the Annabelle series one, the latest in that.
Oh, right. Yeah. With Owlman.
No,
Yeah, with Owlman.
The Conjuring. Raggedy Ann.
that's right. That's right. You had it. All right. Number 2, it's from Universal Pictures. It is the
Conjuring
picture
these
that
nuts.
it is the movie that Jordan Peele had to do since he couldn't get weapons.
Him.
Oh, him.
That's right. And then number 1, which you guys might not get, but Josh's daughter might because she's into anime.
This is that one anime film that I keep seeing TikToks
This
on
the
that I can never
Demon
remember what it
Slayer?
is.
Oh, Demon
Demon
Slayer.
Slayer,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
right.
I heard someone talking about this. I think on IG. So yeah.
It's pretty good. I like it, but it is a continuation of the series. So there you go. That's the box office game. It does get tough with all these re-releases. Like
It
it's not as
does.
straightforward.
And also during a time where there's really no big tentpole movies.
That's right. I mean, Fantastic Four still at 17th. The
Is
Roses,
Jaws on there? Is the Jaws re-release on there?
not anymore. I don't think so because I think that's off for the theaters already.
Yeah.
But yeah,
guess-
Superman still at 25, still kicking ass.
Where's
Wow.
The Roses? We just saw that.
The Roses
weeks
is
ago.
at number 22. It made
Okay.
250,000 this week.
That movie is great, by the way. I don't know if it.
That movie is something we
else.
might do on here when it's out on Disney.
Yeah, I totally.
What's the Audrey Plaza? What the
Honey
brother
Don't.
movie?
Honey
What's Honey
Don't.
Don't?
I want to
That
see
one is not on here anymore because I think I was the only person. Me and the other 2 people in the theater are the only people that watched that. But
That's
I
a
like.
shame. I really did want to see it.
I mean,
feel
it's
like-
already out on VOD, so I'm sure it'll be on streaming somewhere soon.
I feel like since Pacific Rim, Charlie Day can't catch a break on the screen. So
But he's got all that Sunny money to fall back
He-
on. You know,
he
like I'm not
does,
worried
but,
about Charlie Day.
yeah, I talked about
Also, he's got
yeah.
that big fat Super Mario Galaxy check coming his way.
Oh, I totally forgot he played Luigi. All right, I
Now,
take it back. That was a
you
big-
roll your eyes. I'm very excited about the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I still need to see the first one. I've heard it's good. I've
It's
heard that
pretty
and
good,
Minecraft
like-
are both good. So
It's overall pretty good. So, all right, there you go. Well, I hope you guys are now in the mood to laugh your asses off and talk a little bit about.
You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real go to the theater, film, movie that you kind of the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen.
That will never not be funny.
Chris Pine's my spirit animal.
I do. I love his emotion right there of just.
Whenever we put that clip on, I just look at Chris Pine.
I do too.
I do.
Yeah. You just want to see him just struggling to keep it together.
I think he goes full on disassociation. And he just kind of like every like few seconds he just kind of checks back in and he's like, no, it's still going on. And he just kind of goes back into like,
in his mind is just a hello darkness, my old friend. Like that's how that's playing.
Yeah,
I just think it's J.J. Abrams' lens flares. That's just what he's seeing. Just
it's some Beastie Boys.
Exactly.
That's his good. That's his happy place when he was playing.
That's his happy place. Yeah. He wants to go back to that.
Yeah. All right. Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about The Naked Gun 2025. This is a really, really fun. If you have not seen this movie, we will be spoiling it.
Oh yeah.
Although,
I mean,
I don't know how much you can.
We'll be spoiling the jokes, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I will say earlier this week, and you guys can tell me a little about your history in a second with the Naked Gun franchise. I did go back and watch the original Naked Gun in full for the first time as an adult. I'm sure I had seen some of it before because I remember a lot of those gags and on TV. I think these are some of the movies that were on like TBS a lot, like those cable channels a lot.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, it's kind of almost the same movie.
It does. It has the same beats at the end because you want to get into talking points.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Because one of my things was they could not outdo Frank Drebin Sr. as the umpire in the baseball scene that goes on for a real long time that I feel is a solid joke that has lasted and is still funny. But when they get to the UFC, they just have moments of fights. Like I really love Paul Walker Hauser beating up kids. And I felt like that could have gone on for a long time and been hilarious. But he just beats them up for a little bit, and then they all share a beer together at the end.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. And then when Frank Drebin Jr. fights, kind of John Wick style by just kicking the cartridge or the cartridge from the magazine. The magazine from the gun into people's faces, and even shooting a tooth into a guy's mouth back after he's knocked it out. Like it wasn't. It's like they didn't want to outdo that because they knew they couldn't. So I kind of dug that.
Right. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I mean that umpire scene on the original one. It's probably the best bit of the whole thing. Like I really enjoy the film.
No, because they paid an homage to the best joke, the stuffed beaver.
Yes.
Nice beaver. Thanks. I just had it stuffed. And then it shows up in the restaurant with all the other animals. That was like kudos. That was a great one.
Which is a shame because last night I rewatched. I didn't have a chance to watch the original movie again, but I watched the trailer and they put that joke in the trailer. So it's just like, way to spoil a great joke, you know? So,
the thing about a good joke though is that if it hits, like it'll hit multiple times because I was laughing at all the same stuff. Like I knew it was coming and it was still, there were just some things that the way that Liam Neeson delivers them or the way Pamela Anderson delivers the lines, like it's just really, really funny. Now, Jeff, did you have any prior history with The Naked Gun?
I've seen all the movies and I've seen Police Squad, the show that it's all based on.
The show that inspired everything.
Yeah. As a kid, I didn't know Police Squad existed at the same time I was alive. Like I always it was on for such a short little moment.
6 episodes and gone. So I didn't either.
Yeah, I thought it
perfect age.
In my head, I was just like, oh, that's one of those like weird Gomer Pyle shows or something like that. That came on like back in the 70s. Yeah, so it took me a while to circle back around to watching it. But I love all those movies. Like we just crack up laughing watching them.
Nice.
Remembering the good old OJ days.
Yeah. But the other things that came in the first one that are in the second one is you have Weird Al and Priscilla Presley show up.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Weird Al was really fun because it's kind of a throwaway gag in the first one, but it's really kind of all building up to it on this one, right? They talk about Weird Al multiple times in the new one. But because I didn't remember that detail from the first one, when he came out in the like Frank Drebin things that he he just beat up a bunch of people, like a bunch of villains or whatever. He comes back home, and he thinks that the press conference is for him. And no, it turns out that it's for Weird Al. Which I know I don't know that even at the peak of his powers, he would have a press conference right off of the plane. And I love Weird Al, so
yeah, no,
but that's the great bit, and Weird Al even finishes the movie. So if you like sit through the credits, and that's the other thing is like, this is like a 90-minute movie that is 90 minutes. Like the credits are funny. They're worth sitting through. And when you get to the very end, you get Weird Al performing for the evil billionaires and nobody's there, which is weirdly timely for all the comics that are going to perform in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it was too good.
That bit in the credits where it's the Dr. Eye thing, like
the eye chart.
The eye chart. As I was watching it, I was like, in the theater, I was like, have I been? And then I go back, did I miss other things? Like
you did.
In.
One of my favorite bits is like they're talking about the grips.
Yeah.
And then one of them is tennis grips, and it lists like all 4 different tennis grips that you can have on a tennis
that's
racket.
hilarious.
Yeah. So
now here's the opposite of that, because again, I agree. I loved all that. But I feel like when Naked Gun, the original film, came out, they did that in the credits, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember getting upset because Hot Shots took that as a thing they were going to do. And I don't know if anyone else here remembers, but it's burned into my memory because I'm still mad about it. I saw Hot Shots, and in the closing credits, it spoiled the Crying Game. It does. It says the secret of the Crying Game is, and then it tells you, and I hadn't seen it yet, and I was really pissed off.
That's funny.
So that's the wrong way to do jokes in the credits. I'm just saying. So
it would be funny though. It would be timely to be like, like he sees dead ghosts, or like at the end of Sixth Sense, something like that. That would be, or even like I don't know, like Tony Stark dies at the end of Infinity War, something or Endgame, right?
What would have been funny, actually, I would have really appreciated this, is if the new Naked Gun in the credits put that same joke in there, and then I've been like, all right, that's a good callback. So
just a little bit more about the Naked Gun itself. It's directed by Akiva Schaffer, who was part of is part of the Lonely Island.
Yeah.
But they're kind of doing stuff on their own. He's done multiple films. He also did that pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping with Andy Samberg. And it stars Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser, Danny Houston. I think one of the MVPs and a sleeper hit, CCH Pounder as the police squad captain. Kevin Durant, which is always great. Whenever he shows up in a film, I know it's going to be a good time.
The photograph scene when they're watching him and he just starts to do ballet and he's eating a sandwich, and it's those are all great.
And then you have some, it's interesting cameos. Cody Rhodes, Busta Rhymes, Dave Bautista, Weird Al, Priscilla Presley. Like it's this is probably the most jokes per minute movie I've seen in a long. Like those scary movies did it a lot too, where it was like you really got to keep up because there's gonna be
like the first 2 only.
The first 2 did it more,
for
sure. But it gave me a lot of those vibes. So. So
the scary movies, I don't mean to diverge too much. Scary movies were the Wayans first, but didn't the airplane guy come in towards the end? And the Abrams guy. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. We're getting a new scary movie by the Wayans. So
Regina Hall's returning. So
right.
Oh, cool.
She's in that new One Battle After Another, the one PTA movie that I might actually eventually watch.
Why is this the one?
I don't find his stuff like kind of calling to me, but this one doesn't even feel like a PTA film.
Paul Thomas Anderson. I thought the movie was about.
How many PTA movies are out there?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe there's one with Sally Field. I don't know.
Sorry. Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, Thomas Anderson. Gotcha.
Yeah. I see these easily not being a Daniel flicks.
I'm telling you.
I will say, Boogie Nights is worth your time.
Out of the Andersons, neither Wes Anderson nor Paul Thomas Anderson, but Paul S. Anderson, the director of Mortal Kombat and those Resident Evil films, That's right up my alley.
Exactly. You got to get the
my
right
God.
Anderson.
So, all
This.
right.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead if you have something.
Oh well, no. I was just gonna say. So I saw the original Naked Gun movie in the.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to you. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I did not go back and rewatch it, but what I did do was because I just bought them, and I did watch the first half of the Police Squad TV show.
Mm.
And I came to two realizations. Like, actually, Jen even said this. She was like, this is almost the perfect format for this humor, right? Because it doesn't go on too long. But I was reading in the trivia that they were secretly glad it got canceled because they were kind of like burning out. They were like, we don't know how we can keep doing this many jokes per minute every week, right? But I did also realize there's a bit in the second episode where the really tall guy whose face you never see, that's also in the movie, that joke about him having something on his mouth and a big hunk of banana falls down, that's in Police Squad. They just repurposed a bunch of jokes for the Naked Gun movie, actually. But here's the factoid that I stumbled upon last night that I'm absolutely enthralled by. Police Squad has 6 episodes. 2 of those are directed by Joe Dante.
Wow.
Yeah, the second and the 6th. Because I was watching them and it says directed by Joe Dante, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And I had to like go look it up. And it's that Joe Dante. It says 1982. So we're only a couple years out from Gremlins.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I found that really fascinating. So
now I will say, unfortunately, the internet does not know how many cups of coffee are featured in this new Naked Gun film.
Perfect.
I did look. I checked, but there's no way to know. It's, which is a hilarious bit. I love that they throw it away, they give him another one, and
and it gets giant too.
Every time he shows up, it cracks me up.
Yeah. And it just throws them in the floor. Like they don't even show you what happens to them on the ground.
They just throw them.
I gotta say, one of my first things that I wrote down on here, the turkey infrared scene.
Oh yes,
was. I mean, as a fan of the Austin Powers franchise, that is a classic Austin Powers like type of joke.
Yeah.
With and then what really sells it is Kevin Durant's reaction to everything, right?
Yeah.
So he's watching them. They close the curtain. He puts on the goggles, and then he just starts seeing the outlines, and they're like, and you go in and you see it, and you're like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. Like that whole scene.
That's so wrong with the dogs in it.
Oh my god, with the dog.
Dog is so funny.
My favorite thing is when he's letting the dog lick the baster.
Yeah.
And then the dog bites it, and Kevin Durant just goes like, "Oh." Yeah, it's, and I like that they just kind of go for it. Like this is so like maybe it's childish or trivial or like raunchy, but it's really really funny when juxtaposed with like what they're actually doing.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue I don't have like a ton of like big points about this movie, but just these two. First off, I would argue what makes the Zaz stuff originally so good is it kind of follows the old classic Looney Tunes cartoon shorts model, which is there is humor here for everyone, and it will rapid fire give you a raunchy joke, a childish joke, a silly joke, a stupid joke, a brilliant joke, and it's almost so rapid fire that you're just like trying to keep up, and something's going to hit you and make you laugh. And so the other thing is, my biggest fear before this movie came out, even though I was totally sold on the trailer, is I feel like the particular type of humor that Zaz did is very difficult to recreate. And God damn it, Akiva Schaffer and this cast and these writers pulled it off. I mean, they just nailed the humor. That style of humor, and so I was really really happy about that. So
now when you say Zaz, that what was that?
Zucker,
Abrams, Zucker.
Oh, the writers of the original film.
The original. Yeah. Started with Airplane.
I was like, this was directed by David Zucker. I don't know where that is. That his nickname? What's going on? But
it was the team. It was the team that worked on it.
Yeah,
The
the
Lonely Island
the short term
edition.
for all three of them was Zaz. Sorry.
All right. All right, Jeff. Let's go to you. Let's talk about one of your things here.
I was really excited. Liam Neeson's casting is I think perfect. When he first got announced, I did hear some. They're like, "Oh, Liam Neeson, what?" And I'm like, "No, that is a genius. He's really funny. Like, he hasn't had a lot of chances to be funny, but when he does, up until this point, like, he has always knocked it out of the park." The first time I ever saw him do a bit was in Extras. With
Yes.
and he's like talking to Ricky Gervais, and he just keeps asking, like, I forget what I meant to watch it beforehand.
He
but
wants
like,
to do comedy.
He wants to do comedy,
And
but
he's
also
so
like
serious the whole time.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kill. Like, he keeps talking about killing somebody, and I'm just like, oh, he's really got really good timing. And I think going back to Clay's point about the boxing and stuff, like, because Liam Neeson comes from an action background, like, it makes sense that the comedy is more action oriented, like when he's beating the guy to death with his own arms and stuff like that. Like, it feels almost like it's a Naked Gun thing, but it's almost like a parody of Liam Neeson in its own right, you know? In that kind of.
Well, I mean, to that point, even the synopsis, the official synopsis for this, at least on Letterboxd, only one man has a particular set of skills to lead police squad and save the world, Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr., which is obviously just a play on like his Taken role, where he talked about his particular set of skills, right? So like, very self-aware on the casting of Liam Neeson.
Yeah, they do a bit that they pull from Airplane though. Like when he's fighting people and they're like literally lined up to take a punch and then go away. Like that's straight from the scene where the people are lined up in the airplane to shake the girl and slap her.
Oh God.
What I was gonna also say was that it almost mirrors Leslie Nielsen's, like, because he was a dramatic actor going into this kind of comedy stuff. So like, it just works well when you juxtapose those kind of things together.
Yeah, because for this humor to work, you have to say it with a straight face, earnestly. That's the only way this humor works, right? If you wink and nod, you're ruining the joke. So
except for the OJ joke.
Except for the OJ joke.
They even said when they wrote the OJ joke, that was all they needed.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, if you doubt Liam Neeson's comedic chops, you got to remember he was the police guy on the Lego Movie.
Yeah,
right. And that's really, like, he was really funny in that role. I was like, because I could feel that same kind of, like, the way he was delivering his lines. It's like almost too serious, like even more serious than a Taken film. And then I was like, oh, he's the police guy because I went to his filmography to see if he had done anything else that was, slightly comedic. And let me tell you, this man does not do a lot of comedy.
Except think of every time he's on SNL.
Yeah.
He always kills it on SNL. So,
oh man, I don't even remember like his SNL appearances.
I swear he's been on there, unless that's like a fever dream. Let me look. Hang on.
In Josh's wildest dreams and fantasies, Liam Neeson's hosting SNL every week.
It's a five-timer.
But like, he was in A Million Ways to Die in the West, which is the Seth MacFarlane film, which is not very good, but I think
it's not good.
I think that he was called because he's funny. He's on Ted 2, which, he's just kind of it's like a one bit thing, but it just kind of shows you that he can do it. He was in the Anchorman 2 fight he's one of the History Channel guys.
That's right.
When they do the big fight. So I forgot he was also the voice of the lion in the Narnia movies.
Oh, this is crazy. So he hosted in 2004, but he had cameos in 2012 and 2014.
Oh, okay. That's probably what you're remembering. The specific cameos.
The cameos, yeah, probably so.
Josh's pinpoint memory of SNL moments.
Wow. That pinpoint memory is pushing out a lot of critical information. So
that's always the fear when watching new stuff and reading all this comics and everything. Like, what's happening to all the important, vital information that I need to keep in my head?
It's like the photo from Back to the Future. It just starts fading away, So
all right, let's go back to Clay.
Yeah, I just want to talk about Pamela Anderson because she was a home run. I mean, like
so good.
She does physical comedy. She does all the emotions that you need for the snowman scene.
Oh my!
Which is, to me, that is the standout scene in this film. Yeah. That is the solid home run.
100%.
Gag,
it is so good
because it also needed an intimacy coordinator. And that was the funniest thing is for behind the scenes is they needed intimacy coordinator for a snowman who was brought to life to be in a 3-way with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson.
And I think it's funny because, like I mentioned, this film has very similar structure to the original one, where in the original film he also goes off with the girl that he meets and they kind of have like this date, but it's not as prolonged as this one. Like
yeah,
they don't
quick
leave
gags.
town. Yeah, it's more quick. It's quicker, but this is great, right? Because it starts out like any kind of montage of a couple getting away would, but then as soon as they pull that book from the thing, and they start reading it, like you can tell Liam Neeson is just kind of going with the vibe, like he's not really reacting to anything, which I think makes it even funnier.
Like it's all her doing because she's really into the spell. When the snowman comes alive, she's like, "Hey," and he's kind of like,
yeah. And then when they're having the 3-way, and they start eating like from his hands, and he brings out
the
syrup on it to do, what is it called? Ice water? Is that what they call it in the East?
Like slushy?
Northeast?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's really, and then how everything just kind of turns, right? It all crescendos to that sword swing from Pamela Anderson.
But then she also has the jazz scene where she has to scat and do that, and it's just insane. And I had read that like that was part of her audition is she had read that.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you're gonna have to basically do jazz on stage. And so she did it, and that was like done. She's in because it was a home run. And that thing goes on for a very long time where she's just going, what at one point over and over.
Yeah, I love that everybody in the club is just kind of playing it straight because it's also a joke about like, does jazz even make sense? I don't think, like.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I kept thinking of like the Jessica Rabbit scene from
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
The whole idea of like a beautiful seductress singing seductively, and it says she's just scatting the whole time.
And I mentioned we were talking about this. Josh and I were talking about it before you guys hopped on. Like, she was also in Tool Time, which like so obviously, she's got a little bit of background in comedy, but she's never had the time to actually put it, just because her career took her in a completely different direction. But I'm kind of glad that this happened. The only thing that I'm a little bit upset about is that the marketing of this film went so far as to trick everyone into thinking that they started dating after the movie.
And that was a marketing
that was all just a ploy. Yeah, it was all
it
was a work from the movie.
That's a bummer. They didn't need to do that. Look, regardless of that, on the face, we're all a better society for having had Pamela Anderson have this moment to just show us her full comedic chops. And it's so good. It's so good. I love it so much.
Yeah, I love the scene where she pulls she gets captured and then all the guns that she's carrying around, the shotgun that comes out of her the wig.
Well, and one more thing about the snowman scene is I love the whole thing with his inhaler, because it's the minute it shows up, like, oh, it's Chekhov's gun. Like, this is gonna have to. We've never seen an inhaler before this point, so
good. I also really like that. Like Clay was saying, my other point here is like they just go with jokes that take way too long, but the longer they go on, the longer they are. Well, two of my standouts is the Buffy episodes on the DVR on the TiVo.
Because they go deep into the lore of Buffy. Like, he's just so upset.
I really want Sarah Michelle Gellar to like cameo in the next one. There's got to be a next one. So.
As a fan of Buffy, and a fan of what TiVo was at some point in our society, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you have to expect like you write that joke expecting maybe half of your audience won't even know what a TiVo is. The other half may not even have heard of Buffy ever.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you have this intricate like, well, the episodes expire if you connect it back to the internet, and you're like, what the hell is he talking about? But also, like Clay said, like they go deep into the lore of Buffy, like the singing episode about Willow meeting her like
Her doppelganger.
the doppelganger, like, and I was like, oh, this scene was like I'm in that Venn diagram of everything that's happening in this scene. And the other thing was the Black Eyed Peas runner.
That is what I've tried to get Shelby to. She was like, I don't think I'll enjoy that, and I'm like, you just need to watch it for the Black Eyed Peas joke because that is just too good.
Which they pay off when Fergalicious finally plays in that last battle sequence, right? But
that should have gone on too long. Like that should have been a full music video of him fighting to Fergalicious.
When Danny Houston and Liam Neeson are just naming the members of the Black Eyed Peas to each other, I was like, I don't even know everybody's names. Like it's so good. Like,
because it's like Liam Neeson just sits at home listening to the Black Eyed Peas, watching Buffy reruns.
Yeah. And the other thing, and I think Jeff has this kind of on his honorable mention, so I'll let you chime in.
Oh, the joke that I love is and actually this was kind of spoiled for me because I saw it in a review, so I'm glad it still hit, was the interrogation scene where they're in the hospital and then the walls fall away.
Oh, that's a different interrogation that I had. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah. So I like where the walls fall away and you're like, oh, this is not what it is. But then those walls fall away.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole other thing. And you're like, but then those walls, like, it just keeps like,
in order to get all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, that's out.
Well, it's funny because we had just seen that, I think, on Mission Impossible, one of the last few Mission Impossibles. They did the same thing where they had one of the guys and they pretend that he was in the hospital. And I was like, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine did it too. With the Halloween heist.
That's how Captain America ends. You know, he's in the fake, whatever. Yeah. But I do like how it gets progressively more high tech with each wall fall. Like the first one's just prop walls, and then like by the end it's all like virtual reality holograms and stuff. Like it's so ridiculous.
So when I saw on your notes that the interrogation scene, I thought you meant the one with Busta Rhymes, where they go through its full day of the camera.
Just eating chili dogs and having diarrhea.
Chili dogs. Him going to like a Starbucks place and firing off his gun so he can get into the restroom. And then he's like,
I am also glad that scene played out slightly differently in the movie than it did in the trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the trailers, you're just getting the raw footage kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that it's enveloped in a scene in the movie.
Then more people come to watch the interrogation as it goes by.
Yeah, because it's funnier when you're with the audience,
because who hasn't been at a place where you're like, I need to shoot down to a restroom right now. Right now.
It usually happens during this podcast.
Right.
You're stiff arming kids
15
out of the
more
way
minutes. Hold on.
Right. We still got to do a trailer reaction. Where are you going?
He's rolling this. I go, come on, Danny.
And then he's like, I ate 5 more chili dogs that day.
And Busta Rhymes' only line is like, "Don't do it, man. Don't do it."
But then it does pay off that he did have him on his body cam at the end, right? So I love that they went long enough with all the jokes because it's only an 85-minute film. Like it's no more than that. But
it's one you have to put your phone down for. If you're gonna watch all the great jokes, like the background stuff, the when they're doing mug shots and they're doing it like a model shoot with the wind blowing, like you got to watch every bit to see everything.
Well, and that's one of the points that, again, I was reading the trivia about the TV show Police Squad, and Matt Groening, creator of The Simpsons, Futurama, is apparently a huge fan of that show, and he said the reason it didn't succeed is because if you're not paying attention, you miss half the jokes. And this was an era where most people still didn't have VCRs. You can't go back and rewatch it. So it's like people had this sense that they're just missing out on stuff, and there was no easy way to like revisit it, you know.
Yeah.
And the movies are different. You can always rent a movie, you know. So
Well, now you can.
now you
Back
can.
then, it was even harder. Like,
I mean,
is this gonna
yes.
hit the Hollywood video at some point? It took a long time for movies to leave the
Yeah.
theater. Right?
Yeah, because I think the only show comparable to the jokes per minute is 30 Rock. That's what makes 30 Rock so rewatchable is the amount of jokes it has.
They do have a lot of stuff in the background too, and a lot of callbacks. So, all right, Jeff, I think let's see, what else? Do you have anything else on your list?
Just generally, like for the theme of the show, to kind of echo, like when I was in the theater watching the movie, like the audience had a blast. Like everybody was having a blast watching this movie. Just laughs a minute, and it's been a while. I mean, it's like everybody was engaged during like Avengers Endgame or whatever, but like sometimes you go to movies and people are not really super engaged in the movie, you know. But this one, like it seems like everybody was in on the movie. Like we were all in on it. Like once it hooked us, it hooked everybody, and it was just great to be in a crowd of people, just like we're all laughing at the same thing, you know. It was a great experience.
At the theater, I had a very similar experience, but there was one dude that was having way too good a time at the movie.
I already apologize for that, Danny.
I'm surprised this person didn't pass out from lack of oxygen, because I don't know that he stopped laughing through the 85 minutes.
That, quite honestly, that sounds like when I saw the original Naked Gun with my dad. My dad fell out of his movie seat laughing at the scene in the porn store, like just full on laughing so hard, collapsed on the ground.
So I think that's a good. Does anybody have anything else specific? Because I do want to talk about comedies in general, but I don't want to leave anything out about specifically the Naked Gun. This version of it.
I mean, I was just gonna say that, like, I totally agree with all you guys about understanding the length of some of the bits, like having them go on longer because it makes it funnier. But I think what's absolutely essential to this style of humor is also just the quick background shit, right? So, for instance, a great example of that is just the Spirit Halloween joke. Right. They never pointed out. It's just he's on the phone with Frank, and you just get the little thing coming over the police squad sign on the building. Those things were done well also. Like I felt like we don't need to point these out. So
it starts so strong, but it doesn't continue, and that's the only thing I wanted more. But like the end where time stops is kind of a great bit. So like I still enjoyed that. I just hope that they do sequels and they lean into his Taken roles, and he does and the Mission Impossible riffs, because those are timely. People are watching those movies for some reason, and I think seeing Liam Neeson do a Tom Cruise type thing would be hilarious, especially if they have obviously a stunt person who doesn't look like Liam Neeson doing the stunts.
Well, they do the thing with the mannequin at the beginning scene at the bank, right, where he picks up the dude, and then you can obviously like they really lean into like, oh, this is actually just a puppet now. And then he throws it in the middle of all the henchmen, and they all shoot each other. I do want to say, I think one of the things that I probably laughed a little bit too hard at was when the electric car is taking him to drive off the lake, and the windshield people pop it back on.
That is a great gag.
The balloons were funny, the bees were funny, but I was not expecting like another windshield to perfectly just pop back in place. Luckily, Clippy's always there for us.
Oh yes, Clippy saves the day when AI
Clippy,
goes
the real
bad.
hero, Clippy. And then the other thing that I think was really funny was the third announcer at the WWFC fight.
Yes.
Which is funny because now UFC and WWE are all part of TKO, so it's all one company, anyways. The one that he just keeps talking about his wife leaving him or cheating on him, possibly. But then,
he starts off with like, "Hey guys, when I left for work tonight, like my wife was still wearing lipstick. What do you guys think of that?"
And he's telling that, I forget the name of the UFC fighter, but he's a UFC fighter that
Michael Bisping.
Yeah, Michael Bay speaks, which is it's really funny. But then when Liam Neeson's upside down with his pants off,
Yeah.
that's when he locks in to tell the audience what they're missing.
His commentary is so great.
so good.
The Owl was a nice bit of like, how do you get Frank Drebin Sr. into this film without like some kind of
Yeah,
thing?
that
AI
was
bullshit.
great.
Yeah.
And Paul Walter Hausen too. Like, man,
Man,
More of him, please.
He's having a great summer. More power. I didn't know him before FF. I'd never seen him in anything, and suddenly he's like all over my screen, and I'm here
Right.
for it.
the best thing is that now I can cosplay as Mole Man, and he's given guys of my size and build a lot of different characters to cosplay.
You've got two. You got Mole Man. You got yourself.
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that
his
anybody
name.
will get Richard Jewell, but
Richard Jewell. You remember the guy that was accused of bombing the Atlanta Olympics and then
Yeah.
was
Richard Jewell.
he played
Yeah.
Richard Jewell.
It was
it's
a
actually
long
pretty
time
good
ago
movie.
too.
Like
Yeah.
Wow,
Clint
all
Eastwood
right.
knows how to put a movie together.
I need to look up his IMDb.
Regardless of his other views on the world, Clint Eastwood knows how to put a movie together. So,
He knows how to talk to chairs and put movies together.
That's the best at that. Okay, so now our other thing that we want to talk about, and I think Clay is already a little bit more ready than the rest of us
Yeah.
with this, because we've had, I would say, I've watched 3 different comedies this summer, which one of them was The Naked Gun. I've also watched The Roses by Jay Roach, director of Austin Powers, which a very different comedy than this, but a comedy nonetheless. And then that film Splitsville with Dakota Johnson and Adria Arjona.
That's like a
It's
rom-com,
it's also kind of a comedy. Like it's got a lot of relationship stuff, but it's very clearly it has one of the funniest physical fights you'll see this year.
Interesting.
So whenever Splitsville gets to you, I went to watch it mainly because of Adria Arjona and Dakota Johnson, but I stayed there because it was a good time. But are comedies back? Are we legally allowed to laugh in theaters again? Like, is that a thing? Because
I think mainly at home, because from just what I looked up, I was like, well, what do I feel like are some of the better comedies? But then I started off with like comic book movies that are funny. And to me, the funniest comic book movie that is worth rewatching over and over again from 2017 is Batman Lego.
Yeah.
Like that, if you just know Batman, it's funny. If you know the lore, it's funnier. It just has a lot of great jokes in it, and it's very rewatchable because it is just it does the constant joke thing. Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
I need to see that.
It's great.
So funny.
It's funny.
So funny.
Again, like. Is it a comedy or is it a superhero show? It's one of those that balances. And then all the Deadpool movies, they kind of have that, like I feel like the funniest Deadpool is Deadpool 2 because Cable is so not into everything that's going on. Like there's just so much like just silly shit. Like you have to electrocute Juggernaut in the ass to get him, there's just like really weird, funny stuff that I enjoy in that movie. But those are the superhero ones. But out of like the past 10 years, if you want to laugh, the Weird Al Yankovic story from 2022, a Roku movie original, is a home run, hilarious. I mean, you look at it and you go Daniel Radcliffe, and it works and it's good. It's like so many just weird inside jokes, and then when they have like a whole bunch of comedians playing other people at a pool party, you've got that inside reference, and it's just over the top. Like I love that over the top level of jokes that are in that.
I'll throw out there like an actual. I think this is probably the last comedy that I found really funny. It's called Joyride. It's about a group of friends going back because her friend is adopted. So they go back to, I think, South Korea to try to find her parents. But it's about these 4 friends that are going on this like journey to do all this. But it's really, really funny. You can find it on Peacock right now if you have that.
Oh, that's good. Awkwafina's in that, right?
Is she? I
I
don't think.
thought she was.
No, I think that may be a different movie.
Oh.
I do hope that the Naked Gun. Sorry to interrupt, but like that it usually once something hits successful. How much money did this movie make? Did anybody look that up?
I can look it up.
If it once something is successful, like then all the other studios are like, oh, we got a copy because we all want to make money. I feel like comedies kind of fall into that mid-range movie category that we've lost over the last few years, over the last 10 decades or whatever. There has been a shift to get them on the stream because there was Golf 2, Adam Sandler, Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2 came out this year.
2. Yeah.
And I feel like studios are more willing to like, well, let's give it a shot on our streaming service rather than put it out in the theater. So my hope is that they're like, oh, this is really good in the theater. Let's turn around and get them back out in the theaters now.
But how can they make money? That's the insane part, because like Netflix doesn't do a lot of physical media releases. So to have like a movie that I feel like is a home run, which to them is like be the top streaming movie for 6 weeks. I mean, where's your income? Is it you just hoping to pick up subscribers for that one thing?
But if we
I don't know how Netflix works.
I'm more interested in the opposite end of it, which is the audience experience, right? Because I keep thinking back to before the MST3K movie was in production, to test the waters, they did a tour around the US where they would in movie theaters screen MST3K episodes. And then, and so I went to one with my friends in San Antonio, and it was a completely different experience because having the audience together laughing at something just raised your joy level up, right? And I feel like isolating comedies to streaming services is also isolating that experience, which is like you were saying, Jeff, like being there where everybody was in to this movie to see The Naked Gun. That's just a joyous experience. And so I'm really worried that they're not going to take more risks like this.
Well, and to that point, because so Naked Gun came out after Superman, after Fantastic Four, we're all comic book nerds. So, but as I was watching in the middle of The Naked Gun, I was like, this is the most fun I've had in the movie theater all year. Like,
yes,
even with, I had a great time watching. I love Superman. I love the Fantastic. I love Thunderbolt. Like all three big superhero movies were absolutely fantastic this year. But Naked Gun is where I had the most fun. Like just sitting there in the middle of it, my awareness of how much I was laughing, how much everybody else was laughing, popcorn going in the mouth, soda in my hand. Like I was like, oh, I'm a little kid again. I'm having a blast. That's
awesome.
Yeah, it's also like the monoculture idea of like entertainment that everyone has seen,
right?
And to have like a Happy Gilmore and then the sequel not be as available. Like everyone remembers the first one, but not so much the second one because it was just only on Netflix, and it's such a weird division. And I think of like what was the last comedy that people were repeating and had great jokes and was funny and stuff like that. And I go, is it the original Hangover? I mean, that seemed like the last comedy that was ever.
I was thinking Anchorman, but Hangover came out later, didn't it?
Yeah. Because I was looking up, because the sequels kind of watered it down. But like when you were talking about the guy in the theater just having the best time, like my buddy Terry had seen it a couple times and we went to go see it with him. And just him sitting through the credit scene he had seen over and over again. He just fell on the floor laughing. Like it was just still so funny to him. Yeah. And, and just the quotable stuff from that film. Like that seems like the last big comedy that people saw that like would still say the jokes from.
Well, oh, sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
Well, to kind of to the, like when we talk about Happy Gilmore, to like Adam Sandler's one of those guys when, like back in the day, a million kids would be like, dabba, dabba, like doing their Adam Sandler bit. And like, again, because he's isolated on Netflix and like nobody's watching it at the same time, you just kind of watch it whenever you watch it. Like you're right, Clay, you don't see that kind of like mirroring, which in a way, thank God, but like also like you miss something out of it. Like nobody's going around, yeah, babying like they did back in the day with Austin Powers and stuff, because that was a
Well,
communal experience,
and there's no organic way to stumble upon these things, right? We could argue that part of the reason that like Naked Gun or Anchorman or Austin Powers or these things found audiences after the theatrical releases, because you could stumble upon them running on cable. They may just be like airing on TV, and isolating things to these streaming services means you're less likely to stumble on them unless you subscribe to them, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all a mess.
To
Yeah,
answer
it's just very limiting.
Jeff's question from earlier, the Naked Gun had a budget of 42 million and it made 102 million. So I guess overall for the studio, probably a success.
That's good.
Yeah, but it isn't anymore, because there are films that make $1 billion that they still say, well, it was unsuccessful, and it's really weird to understand the studio math anymore.
Well, but are those big budget sci-fi special effect things? Because I feel like this didn't need to rely on any of that. I mean, it's a very small movie, really. So
that's a tiny budget compared to
other than the coffee cup budget. Like we do have Leonard Kim in the chat. That's the $1 billion question. How do these studios make money off of streaming? We may never know. I think it's all funny money.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Well,
but
Disney is raising prices, so that's how it's jacking us up.
As Netflix, because Netflix pays for everything out the wazoo. And I'm just like, how do you make if you're already subscribed to Netflix, you're not giving them any more money. Like that's it. That's the end of the transaction deal.
Well, actually, they did just screw us over, because my daughter just went to college, and she texted me. She's like, "Dad, it says I can't log into the Netflix account anymore." And because they've region locked it, I had to give them an extra $8 a month for her to be able to access it from her dorm room. So thanks, Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix isn't worth it, especially when they say, well, we make programming to be your second screen. And that's just an insult to the people who make movies there. Yeah. And then it goes, why would I want to watch a movie that I'm going to look at it makes me want to look at my phone? Yeah. Like, because it's not that entertaining or it's repetitive. That's just insulting to people who want to watch film as entertainment.
Yeah. Now, for the rest of the year, I think, unfortunately, we are very much lacking in more comedies. We did have a couple weeks ago the release of the Spinal Tap sequel.
Yes.
That is not doing very well in theaters.
Yeah.
It's a real small fan base.
At the real niche film, right? And then the other thing.
But it's the mother of all mockumentaries. Like, the original is a classic.
But do we need a sequel? See, this is always the question, right?
I would have preferred just a completely new Christopher Guest with his old, like, whatever, just some weird
100%.
Like all his other movies. Then I mean, I will still watch. I haven't gone to see it, but I still watch it. Like
the other comedy thing that unfortunately doesn't look very good, but I'll probably still end up watching it, is that Anaconda film.
Oh, you know what? Once I read the description of it, it sounds so stupidly meta. I bet it's going to be pretty great, because if you think about it, that is kind of Jack Black, but more Paul Rudd's origins, right? Think of all the just meta bullshit they did earlier in their careers. It's going to be good.
I hope so, because the trailer looks pretty bad.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I've only read the description. So
I'm kind of out on Jack Black. Like, it's just too much. Like,
ever since the Kyle thing, I've been like,
yes, exactly. That's
I just
probably
don't trust you
reason.
Anymore.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot that.
He sold his friend out for cash, and it's like,
wait, we can sell people?
Welcome to Trump's America.
Yeah. I do have a few more comedies of the past 10 years that I feel like are worth mentioning, because Hundreds of Beavers is so good, and it's from 2022, and not a lot of people have seen it, but it's like it's silent, it's slapstick, it's funny, it's something different that can't be politically corrected, in what it's saying, Okay. Jackass Forever, Jackass is what it is, and I love them. I watch them. If I need a laugh, I could put those movies on, and they're great. The Palm Springs movie with Andy Samberg.
Oh, Palm Springs is great.
I love that because that kind of that came out during COVID, and it kind of has a nihilist approach to the Groundhog Day effect. Yeah. And so you just see like that she's given up on it as he's trying, and he gets to that point. Like there's just something about just like, what does this repetitive life become? Because that also became a time period when people started to lose track of time. Mm-hmm.
And I would argue that because I hadn't thought of it in the context of that specific moment it got released. It was perfect and perfectly for a streaming service. That movie should get a theatrical re-release because, again, so many people I think missed it because they didn't have Hulu, right? And it's just a solid movie. I mean, that should just be in theaters for everyone to go enjoy.
Yeah. There was another movie from 2019 called Good Boys with 3 6th grade boys ditching school. Yeah. That was really funny, and it just kind of flies under the radar. Like, I think it's written by a couple of guys who wrote for The Office, and I think it's hilarious. And it is just it's streaming on Hulu right now. If you haven't seen it, I think it's worth checking out because I remember just really laughing at that a lot.
Yeah, I suddenly remembered. I think the last theatrical comedy that I felt like was both universally praised and I think did well, and that is Booksmart.
Yes, that is really good.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Please Don't Destroy Guys had that movie on Peacock.
Oh,
and I still haven't seen that. Yeah,
that's good.
Oh, it's so good, but it's also locked behind streaming, right? It never got like a theatrical release. So
yeah, and I think I would like to see more of physical media releases because, damn it, like we want to see some of the stuff that's being like. What do we have to get like a 7-day trial just so we can go watch a bunch of stuff? Like that's what we do occasionally with Shudder, but Shudder's starting to physically release some of their movies because horror has been so niche that it's not always released in theaters. So they get it on streaming and then they're able to release it onto a Blu-ray or 4K and you can still check it out. So it's like, that's another source of income for AMC. Cause I really don't think anyone's managing Shudder. Like it just seems to be like we just put whatever content we can grab and there's no curation like there used to be. And even the quality, like I've seen people comment a lot lately that the film quality of what they put on for streaming is very low and very bad.
That's not good.
Yeah. It's all vibes for them. We do have Leonard Kim in the chat. I do think a huge source of revenue in streaming is ad revenue. I think that's why low-key, I think these studios hope that people opt out of the cheaper ad-supported subscriptions.
Yeah.
I mean, and even some streamers like Tubi and
Peacock.
Yeah. Wait, which one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said
I was
Peacock,
thinking of the ones that are like they don't have a paid version. They just have the ad-supported stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that was even so when I went to add my daughter to Netflix. Like we've been on it so long. I guess we just got grandfathered in. But when I went to go add her, it's like, okay, you can add her at this price with the ad supported or this for no ads. And her comment to me was, when the fuck did Netflix get ads? I'm like, I don't know. This is weird. So, but what I do find fascinating is how those fast channels have become the new place you might stumble on something that you've never seen.
But like Paramount owns Pluto, and Pluto is about to go away and be part of the Paramount app.
Really?
Roku has now a paid app for their stuff, which is just old free stuff that you can watch most anywhere else. So it's like it really kind of
and Hulu's going away because they're going to wrap it into Disney Plus, which I think is one of the stupidest ideas ever. It's like HBO Max, HBO Max, but.
And I think this is a good time to tell you guys that we're actually rolling into the Discovery Plus app,
which may soon be bought by Paramount, right?
No more Marvel content, no more DC content.
Well, I did read that
it's all going to be a 90 Day Fiance.
Paramount might not have the money to be able to buy HBO.
Oh,
which is
well,
like we're finally outdoing the billionaires to where they can't afford some of the content they want to do.
which, you know, I don't know if anyone watches John Oliver, but his whole bit on Kimmel, he has this great joke about how he's, you know, we're really blessed to be here on HBO, which is, you know, doesn't broadcast over the air, so we don't have to worry about any of this. And then it cuts to a news report about Paramount possibly buying HBO Discovery, and he's like, God damn it. So anyway.
All right. Is there anything else you guys have on comedies, on The Naked Gun? The last thing I forgot to say, and I'll let you go, Clay.
Okay.
About 80% of the jokes from the original, I think, are still okay by today's standards. Now, that is based on my bar. My bar may be very different than other people, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But like, I was like, nothing seems to, like, maybe the opening sequence is like, okay, well, do we always have to go to that part of the world to get the villains or whatever?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, overall, I think like there's a few things that are maybe not maybe, they were definitely misogynist, but like outside of some of that stuff, I think a lot of the jokes are just really making fun of the characters and everything. And the other thing I love is that all these jokes about no, they can't drive. Neither one of them can drive well, and they just keep destroying shit and hitting everything, and they don't reckless abandonment. So yeah, that's all I had on that.
I am a little bummed because my absolute two favorite jokes from Police Squad the show are in the opening credits, and I don't think they've ever were replicated in any of the movies, including the newest one, which is, first off, at the end of every opening, they give you the title of the episode, and it shows up on screen, and the narrator's voice title is always different. So if you go into the IMDb and look at the episode names, it has what was shown on screen and then parenthetically what the narrator said. And then my other favorite one is during the opening credits when they're listing the cast. It's always, and it's like, and Rex Harrison as Abraham Lincoln. And it's him like in the Ford Theater and the shot goes off, but it just knocks his hat off and he gets up and starts shooting. They're great jokes every single time. And I'm like, how? They kind of work in a TV opening and they wouldn't work in a movie, I guess. So.
Well, and they had a funny thing at this one where like the title starts coming on with those big, like, you know, the letters kind of smacking into the screen.
Yeah.
And then he runs out of space.
Oh,
and you just hear the grumble like, damn it. And then the gun is like, they have to go vertical for the last
That's right. I did forget
We've
that.
all been there.
Right.
Who hasn't tried to make a sign and then you're like, damn it, I did it too big. Or damn it, I did it too small.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. But you have something else?
Yeah, just Ryan Gosling. It kind of sneaks in there with a couple of comedies that are from other genres with like the Ball Guy.
I was like, he was in the movie? Holy shit, I forgot.
I thought that too. It's like, wait, did I miss a Gosling?
Yeah, like Fall Guy is really funny, but it is a rom-com that's more comedy than it is romance, I feel.
Yeah.
And then The Nice Guys is like a noir wrapped in comedy. It's really, really funny. And I think he kills them in both. I think he's really hilarious. But I'm a fanboy, so
yeah, that was the hard
He
thing.
also played Ken.
I'm
I was
looking
going to
on
say,
Letterboxd.
Barbie is a solid comedy. So
that's what I was gonna say. I've been looking on Letterboxd, and it's hard because when you filter by genre, all these movies hit so many genres now. Like, there's no movie that is just one thing, right? It's like action comedy, drama comedy, you know, whatever, horror comedy. So it's hard because I'm looking at comedies, and then like The Terminal shows up, and I'm like, I guess that movie was funny, but I wouldn't call it a comedy. Like, I mean, Tom Hanks.
Dramedy.
Yeah.
A light dramedy.
But to your point, I think that's what made for this summer The Naked Gun and The Roses so important. They are just comedies.
Yeah.
That's it. They're not.
Yeah, they're like 40-Year-Old Virgin, The Step Brothers. Like, those are just straight up comedies.
Yep, exactly.
Right? Where you have Juno, which, like, yeah, it's funny and it's a great movie, but I don't know that I would call it a comedy.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting just going through the letterbox and seeing their filters. Did we solve comedy?
I think so.
Right. Well, it's the least we could do because we've been on a great roll. So Good
Only
work
if
to
we
everybody.
get asked to perform in Saudi Arabia and make megabucks doing it. So then we will have solved comedy.
Nice.
The audience likes that, I guess. Ooh. We need to get a different audience now.
They brought you 9/11.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I had to boo that.
Oh, man.
History
No
hurts.
matter how I feel about a lot of things, there are still a few things that I'll always boo, and that's one of them.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm always gonna boo 9/11.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you very much for joining us for this episode of The Naked Gun. Let us know, first of all, what did you think of that kick-ass intro? But also,
Very good.
It was awesome.
what are some of your favorite comedies of the past few years? We may need to revisit this topic just to like maybe put a comedy list together of just like straight up comedies of maybe the last 25 years. I think it was a lot easier to call them out in the 90s and before.
Yeah.
And then we'll definitely follow up. I do want to talk about the roses. I've never seen the Danny DeVito film.
I've only seen bits and pieces of
I
it.
hear it's not as good, especially.
Oh, yeah. No, this new one is brilliant. And I have a really fun story about the end of it.
Great. So definitely, maybe that'll be our next thing. We'll do some more movies. And then, of course, join us on Sundays to check out what else we're watching, what else we're reading, and comic books, all that nonsense. So, all right. Does anybody have anything else before I hit the end stream button and then maybe the outro plays out? Well, great. Thank you guys. Lovely having the whole crew here. So take care. Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hell, Bebo.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Get out of here, you weirdo.